my days! Your boy graduated! Oh my days! Yes! Yes! Hey! Guys! Clap for me! Clap for me, please! Clap for me! Yo, what's up, my name is Jen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I said welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my days, guys. So today, Today, I'm gonna show you how to survive in high school. Because you see, as an expert into a high school student, I didn't drop out. I literally stayed in high school till I graduated. So I was like, you know what? Let me tell you about my experience, but also tell you how to survive in high school to have the best experience in your life. You get me? Because I know some of y'all are watching this. Y'all are probably still in elementary or like getting into high school, or like y'all have like 1, 2, 3 more years till you're done high school. I want you to have the best experience of your life in high school. So, you know what I mean? This is why I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to get you the information. I'm going to save your life. I'm going to change your life. I'm on some dimension. Oh! Relax and enjoy the damn video, nigga. Alright, so the first thing that will help you survive in high school is to not do relationships. Don't do school relationships or have a crush on someone at your school. Let me explain this, because when you do school relationships, when you're dating someone from your school, everyone knows about it, and it's really scary because every time y'all gonna try to do stuff, people are gonna be like, oh, you did this, you did that. And bro, if you're at school, an example, you get caught talking to the opposite gender, like an opposite gender that is not your girl or your boyfriend, it's gonna cause so many issues, so many drama, and then like it's gonna be awkward, because imagine if y'all break up, you're gonna have to see your ex-partner's face every single day. And like, to be honest though, school relationships don't even last, bro. Like when you think about it, it never lasts. Every single relationship that I've seen at school, I thought it was gonna last, but the longest one that I've probably seen was in grade 7 to grade 8. That was the longest time, like 2 years. That's it. Other than that, bro, it lasts for like freaking 3 months. 3 months is actually a big number, but it doesn't last as long as you thought it would be. Like there's so many relationships that I've seen. I thought it was gonna be lasting like wedding, but after freaking 2 months they break up. So, and when you break up, you see this person every single time, and it's just awkward. Now on the crush, or you're feeling someone, you have a feelings for a girl or a boy at your school, is so terrifying. Because bro, imagine you try to express your feelings towards this person. The way you're gonna be acting at school is looking gonna be obvious to the point that people gonna snitch behind your back the person that you're feeling and be like, oh, this guy or this girl is feeling you, just be careful and all that. Like, yo, you don't want people to plan stuff behind your back. This is why when you want to date, you date people outside of your school. You may not see them every single day, but it's the best for you, because it's not even their business. It's none of their business, but they're still on your dick trying to Sorry, my lamp fell. Anyway, like you see, it's none of their business, but they're still on dick trying to like make things spicy and try to like make life fun for them, but it's not fun for you. So if you have a crush from your school, or you're probably gonna commit suicide. Jesus is Lord! You're gonna probably start cutting yourself.
He needs some milk.
For you. It's not good for you. I didn't do that. I was strong mentally, but it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad because if you ask this person out, your crush, and this person rejects you, oh my days, you're cooked. You're cooked, because the whole school finna know about it, and then you're gonna be clowned for days and weeks and all that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be terrible for you. I'm gonna say an experience of someone that did a school relationship and it ended up terribly. Matter of fact, they had to break up after this. But I remember in grade 10, there was this one couple, and I'm not even gonna say names, right? I'm just gonna say what they did. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say if he was my friend or not. It was a couple, a guy and a girl, obviously. And in the middle of the class, they start fingering each other. No weird, bro. I'm being dead ass. There was clips of it. Guy was like was doing this, but like, she was wearing like it was on her jeans. So they were both wearing their pants, obviously, but like they were kind of like stroking it and then like fingering through the pants. I don't know how that's possible, but they were doing it still in the middle of the class. So someone decided to film it and then send it to every GC, every group chat at school, and then in less than 10 minutes, the couple saw this. One of the people in the couple started crying and left the school. You don't want this. You do not want this. I don't mind. You can finger your boyfriend or girlfriend, but doing it at school with someone with a school relationship, you're obviously going to be exposed. You're going to be exposed to the max because you have no privacy and everyone knows your business more than you do. Next step to survive high school. Next thing to do to survive in high school is to not embarrass yourself for clout, you know, because school clout is a fake narrative, you know. When I got into high school, I thought like you had to like have social media to be famous and to be loved by people or like have friends, but I realized that's not the thing, you know, because when you think about it, clout, if you want to talk about clout, actually I got more clout than all of my school combined. But you gotta understand that school clout is not actual clout. You can be famous at school, but it's these people that be treating you as like a famous person. They do not think you're famous. They do not care about you, you know. Don't embarrass yourself for clout, you know. And I remember when I was in 7th grade, I know some people would consider this as middle school, but I went to a French-speaking high school, so this is considered secondary school, okay? When I got into 7th grade, right, my parents used to tell me that I'm a good singer. I sing pretty well. So I used to like sing TikTok songs like Roxanne, and like Blueberry Fago, all these TikTok songs that was trending back in like COVID era, you know? And then when I was singing this on my own, people saw this and they were like, oh shit, you're so tough, yo, sing for us. So I was like, yo, oh shit, they actually might love me and shit. So I decided to sing for them. I was low-key being exploited.
Jesus,
and I didn't know this because I wanted friends. I wanted to be appreciated by people. So I kept on singing to like some actually like famous people at school. They were not famous, but they were pretty known. They had a lot of friends. So I was singing for them and they would love it and be like, oh, can you sign this shit for me? They would literally walk up to me. They would literally like walk me upstairs to my locker just to be like, yo, can you sing? Can you sign my shirt? Can you like sing for me again? And I was actually singing. But then I was like, you know, bro, I don't really need to do all of that because I was singing for them. And this is the moment when I realized like I was actually being used. I was actually being used to embarrass myself for some fake clout that I never had. When I started singing for them and people started appreciating me, I decided to add these people on Snapchat and Instagram, right? And then when I followed them, they didn't follow me back. So I was like, nah. So they pretend to fuck with me so I can embarrass myself. And I actually think that I had clout. When I realized that, I was like, you know what? Let me chase a better clout and not chase school clout because this is the fakest narrative ever. These same people that you consider like as famous at school, eventually they all fall off. I remember this one girl. She was big, bro. She had like 600k snap score at freaking 12 years old, bro. Like next thing you know, like after 8th grade, she fell off. Like no one cares about her anymore. She lost so many friends, and like no one gives a shit. This is the second thing you need to understand. In high school, do not embarrass yourself for popularity. If you want to be popular, do TikToks, do YouTube, do Instagram, do Snapchat, whatever. Even like, bro, I don't know, Pinterest, even Triller or I don't know, Chinese TikTok. Anyway, the third thing you need to know and to avoid when you get into high school or to survive into high school is to not fit into big crowds or don't make too many friends. Let me explain this, okay? Because in a big crowd, there's always a smaller group in that group. You know that the saying that goes, there's always a duo and a trio, or there's always a trio in a quatuor. You get me? Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it means, you know. Because these big groups, right? You try to fit into it. You may think that they fuck with you, but realistically, they're trying to separate you. I remember so many times I see something happening, right? I'm trying to get into the circle. But then as soon as I get into the circle, people purposely try to make the circle smaller so I don't get into it. So don't try to fit into big crowds. Don't try to have big friends or big friend groups or like have so many friends, because at the end of the day, not everyone fucks with you, you know? You gotta understand, it's better to have 1 or 2 real friends than hundreds of friends that do not consider you as friends, right? Right now, I have a great homie. I have some great homies right now. If someone asks them, who are your friends? They're gonna say I'm their friends. But back then, when I had so many friends, like hundreds, and like my Snapchat was like almost 1K friends, right? These friends that were on my Snapchat account, if you ask them who are your friends, they wouldn't even consider me as their friends. They would consider me as their enemies or like their fans. So it's better to have a smaller group than a big group. It's better to have a smaller group that you can actually fit in and like be yourself with than a big group where you have to pretend and fake your personality just to get into that group, you know? The fourth thing you need to know is that you don't have to do uncomfortable things to be loved, you know? I remember back when I was in grade 7, you know, there's a program, because I was actually a nerd. I'm still smart. In grade 7, there was a program at school for like people that were trying to like make their courses a little faster and like do more field trips, school trips and all that. So I joined this program and I actually got in, right? And then I remember I was in that program, and then in grade 8, some people tend to like leave this program because they don't want to be seen as nerdy.
Get
So
some
I remember
help.
this girl, she was like, oh, Jack, don't do this program because when you're in this program in grade 8, you're seen as nerdy. I was like, bro, I'm comfortable with being called nerdy. I'm trying to be smart. So I decided to stay in this program. But when I decided to stay in this program, she ended up hitting on me and started like cussing me out and saying to everyone that I was a weird person, that I'm disgraceful, and she like starting like making me plenty rumors just because I didn't want her to manipulate me, you know? So, and also this is a thing, right? When you're in high school, a lot of people tend to like, they try to drag you into stuff that you don't really want to do, you know? Like doing drugs, vape, doing cocaine, whatever, like smoke, do alcohol, you know? If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it, bro. And if they do not like you because you don't want to do it, do not care, because you're gonna find some friends that actually have the same values as you, and that they're gonna love you for being yourself. You know? People that don't love you because you don't wanna ruin your life like them, or you don't wanna live the same lifestyle as them, are not your friends. They're not your friends, and you need to find new friends immediately. If you don't feel good about something, don't do it, and surely you're gonna be loved by someone that actually understands you not feeling okay with this type of stuff. You get me, you know what I mean? Anyway, the next thing you're gonna do to survive in high school is to participate in class, you know? Teachers, they love when you participate in class, you know? And this is what I was doing ever since I was in grade 11. And in grade 11, I realized like, I'm gonna try to participate more in classes, you know? Actually no, it was not even in grade 11. I started in grade 10 in history class because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a talkative person. I talk on text, but I'm not a talkative person in real life. So, but then in your history class, shout out to Madame Lafleur, you know, she's a great teacher. This teacher, right, she was the most chill teacher that I had in that period of time, you know. She was the best teacher I had back in grade 10. So when I got her, she was so chill, she was mad relaxed, and it made me participate in classes even more. Like, it made me ask questions, it made me like troll in class. Like, you know, me trolling in class is my way to participate. And you know, when you participate in that way, teachers actually might like you. If the teacher says something unfunny, you can fake laugh, you can laugh if you want. If you find it funny, you can still laugh, you know? Like, make the teacher feel okay of teaching with you, you know? I'm sure me participating in classes made a lot of teachers actually feel better in their classes. And they actually love it. Ever since I started participating in classes, my report card has been better. They've been saying like, I participated, I'm more focused in class and all that. So they love it. They actually love it. And I feel like my average and my school performance, my academic performance has been increasing ever since I've been performing, because low-key, when you participate, teachers love it, and you're gonna be like, oh no, this guy actually understands. When you participate, you actually understand the concept even more of the class, of the subject, than if you just stay in your square, in your circle, and you just don't talk at all. So, you know, this is why I'm saying, like, participate in class, and the teachers are gonna love you for this, bro. In all of my classes I participate, except language classes, because I hate language classes. But other than that, I participate. It makes teachers love you even more than they actually did. Yes, next one. The next thing you're gonna do to survive in high school is to say hi to teachers that you are sure that they actually love you, you know that? Because there's some teachers that be dissing you, that do not like you at all. Please look at your classes, right? You're gonna look because right now we're in summertime, so when you go back at school next year, look at the first week, okay, and see like what teachers, who are the teachers that are actually like nice, and who are the teachers that are actually like kind of severe, and they do not seem like they like you, you know? You're gonna observe, and once you observe that, whenever you see them in the hallways, you can be like, hey teacher, hey miss, hey mister. This is how you build a connection with your teachers, and makes it easier for you to like ask questions, or for you to have a better report card or a better academic performance. You see, I'm gonna give you an example because I told you like say hi to teachers that you think might like you. So an English teacher in grade 12, like the semester that I just finished, right? All my days, bro, she's horrendous, bro. Like I'm telling you, she does not like anyone. She does not like her students, bro. I remember in class, every time someone would explain their issues or like their problems or like what happened with their family, resulting to them not doing their homeworks, she would be like, I do not give a shit. I don't give a fuck. You're a pussy. Why you're not like? She was literally she was pretty much saying all of this, bro. She was not actually saying this, but she did not care at all. And her sarcasm would actually be terrible. Someone can literally be like, oh, my father died yesterday. She'd be like, ah! How insensitive she is. So when I saw this, the first week, I saw how she was moving. I saw how she did not care at all about her students. Every time a student asks a question, she's always on some sarcastic timing. She's always like, bro, you should know this. Like, are you dumb or something? Jesus! Like, she's always acting like this. When you're a teacher, no question should be dumb for you. But how come for her, every question seemed dumb to her? And then she was still asking people to ask her questions. I'm like, bro, how am I supposed to ask you questions when you always judge us for asking some questions? You always judge our questions. For 20 weeks, I didn't feel safe asking her questions. I didn't feel safe at all. I had to keep all my questions to myself. I had to ask AI instead, or Google, or like any like school helping websites, just to get my questions answered, because I knew that if I asked her, she would judge the living shit out of me. And this is why whenever I saw her in the hallways, I could have never said hi to her, because I knew she was judgmental. I knew she did not like me at all. And she had favorites too. So all that combined, you know damn well I could not say hi to her. But if you take examples of my math teacher, or my chemistry teacher, or my tech teacher that I had last semester, they were great people. Every time you would ask them questions, they would openly answer you. They would gladly answer you. Matter of fact, my math teacher, one of the best too, she would literally beg you to ask her questions. This is why whenever I saw any of these three teachers in the hallways, I would always say hi, even though I don't talk to adults like that. But when I saw them in the hallways, I always said hi to them. And this is what I mean. You look at the teachers that you think might like you, and you say hi to them. I think you understand the concept, you get me? Yeah! The other thing you need to do to survive high school is to ask teachers your questions. Do not let your questions pile up till it's over. When I got into grade 7 and grade 8, I did not ask a single question. For my homework, I did not ask a single question. So I was like, I don't need to do that. And when I got into grade 9 and grade 10, I was actually struggling a little bit. And I was like, shit, I'm not used to asking questions, but I actually have to do that. And then initially, I thought every teachers didn't like when you ask them questions, so I would never do that. But then eventually I was like, oh shit. I saw some teachers, like my science teacher, he was like, if you need anything, ask us questions. It was like one of the first times that a teacher said that to us. So I was like, oh shit, maybe I should consider asking questions to my teachers. You don't want your questions to pile up, because imagine you're doing a math unit, right? You have so many questions, but then you wait till the end of the unit, ask all of these questions. You're obviously gonna be late and not gonna understand the concept properly, to the point that when you get to the test, you might not actually have the performance that you wanted, because you didn't understand properly every single concept at the right time. Teachers are here to help you. They're not here to judge you. I mean, I have teachers that judge me, but still, you better do that from now on anyway. The other thing that I need you to do when you're in high school, or to survive in high school, you're not a survival moment. You need to survive high school. You do you try to avoid this one thing, right? Talk back to the teacher or show any disrespectful behavior, you know, because teachers, they can actually be sensitive, they can actually be soft sometimes, you know. If you talk back to them or if you show any disrespectful behavior, they might actually bring your grade down.
Jesus is Lord!
They could have, if you were actually respectful to them. I know so many teachers that could actually do this. I know so many teachers are actually like emotional. They're actually emotional. So when if you're being disrespectful, your disrespect is gonna affect your performance, you know? This is why a lot of these successful kids in your classes, they do not talk back to the teacher or disrespect the teacher, because when you think about it, it's kind of favoritism, you know? The more respect you show to the teachers, the better your performance is gonna be. The students that talk back to the teachers, you never see them perform at the highest level. So this is why you need to show your best behavior possibles towards your teachers, so that they take the positive things about you and they remember when they're making their report card or correcting your exams or evaluations. They remember the positive things that you're doing in their classes, and this will have an impact in your grades. Yeah, get me? Yeah. Anyway, last but not least, what you need to do is to lock in at school. Take school seriously, especially if you're going into university or college. Try to take your pre-requirements seriously. Take your classes seriously. If your friends are like, oh, let's go play soccer instead of studying for a test that we have next period, don't do that. Just go to the library and study, you know. Take your studying seriously. Go to the library. I'm not telling you to not have fun. You can have fun, but also take life seriously, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Yeah! So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to give it a like and a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Follow all my socials. Links are down below. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye, stay safe. Peace, God bless you. Woo!